Alright, this is Talk Time 1, where I'm going to be talking about the DJI goggles. They just recently came out. This video is a little bit old for that to be new anymore, but you know, people are still talking about it, so I thought I might give my 5 cents to it. So, in this video there won't be any flying, it's just going to be me talking. I'm not really sure how long it's going to be. They're going to be uploaded like every weekend or every other weekend. I'm not sure which days, probably Sundays, but I don't really know. But yeah, so the new DJI goggles, they came out just a few days ago, or probably a week or two ago from when this is out. And my opinions on them. Yes, they're great. They have tons of awesome features. They have digital video. They can record up to like 1080p at like 120 frames a second, and or 720 at 120 frames a second, and there's almost zero like video distortion. It's really, really great, and you can just like watch like awesome video from there instead of having to like put up with horrible distortion in like your video footage. Yes, I think that's awesome, and I love the fact that it has like built-in videography or built-in recording in the camera on the drone. But there are already features like that out today. Like, I know RunCam has a thing like that where you can like record your video footage on the FPV camera and it'll record in like 720 or something, just like what DJI is doing. But the thing about the goggles is, yes, they're great, but I don't really think that they're gonna catch on and change the world. I mean, people are saying they will, and I mean, if they do, then you got me, I'm wrong, and they changed everything, and that's awesome because everyone's running them now. But I think there will be a few people who change over to it, but I don't really think that everyone will. And that's just because like change is a difficult thing in every community. In this community especially, because everyone's just adapted their own ways of like flying and what they do and how they do a certain thing, and everyone's just like committed to their own ways of doing stuff. And for something new to come out and say, oh, everything you're doing is wrong, and stuff like, well, I'm not saying it's wrong, but they have a better option of doing stuff. And something like that, like Caddx came out. This is not a comparison video. I'm not comparing Caddx to DJI. I know they're totally different. The only thing that's similar is they both just have like digital systems instead of analog systems. But people claimed that the digital system in the Caddx Pro site was going to be amazing, and that was going to be a game changer, and people are never going to go back to analog video. And no one uses Caddx Pro site. So I don't really think that these goggles, I mean, yes, some people will be using them, they probably will be used for like some applications. Like, I know proximity flights or like surveillance, they're perfect for that because they're really close. You don't really have to like put up with any distortion at all. And there's really, really good video, so you have a very, very good sense of like what you're looking at. But I don't really think that they're going to like change the whole way people do FPV. When the Caddx Pro site came out, Rotor Riot did like a big video where they talked about it with Oh My God and like who else was it? And Sharpoo and Steel and everyone, and they were talking about how it's going to be the game changer. It's going to be the new way everyone does FPV, and no one really does that. So I don't think I'm going to switch over to the DJI goggles. I personally am totally fine with my analog setup. I run the Aomway Commanders and not the V2s, the V1s. And they work just fine for what I do. I just do some putzing around, some like proximity and stuff. I don't really do any super far long range or stuff for that. So I don't think I'm going to be changing over. Another reason I don't really think the goggles are going to be hooking on is because you need like a special camera for it. You can't just use your normal FPV camera or your normal VTX. You need like a big like box or like something small or something like that to go on the drone. And that's a whole lot more space. So I think that's going to be less of an appeal for racers, less so for freestylers, because yes, freestylers do care about weight, of course. Like the peak or like goal weight is around 580 grams according to Stingy and people. But yes, it may help people. But in general, I don't think that that's going to be very good for like their selling points. That you need to attach a separate box and a larger camera in order to be able to record stuff like that. And it's about the size of a stack, a full stack. So that's not something very small to like attach to your drone in addition to the stack you already have on there. For the DJI setup, you also need a special remote to do it. You can't just use a normal FrSky XM Plus or whatever you standardly run. You need like a special remote, and that has, you can't really put like a crossfire on that. So there's no real long range capabilities with the new DJI goggles or the new DJI system. You need to run their system, which is not nearly as far as the Crossfire or some other long range system like that. You need to use their system, and I think that's also more of a shutdown, because that's going to make people change their goggles and their remote and like pretty much their entire setup, which they're not really willing to change. I think they're not really willing to change over all that stuff just so they can get a little bit better video feed. But if it does pop on, then that'll be better for the community, because people think it's worth the change of all that stuff to get better video. And if that's the case, then I might buy a pair myself, but I don't plan on buying a pair because I don't think that many people are going to hop on the good old hype train of the DJI goggles. That being said, I do think DJI is, with their new goggles, opening up more capabilities, or like opening the eyes to other companies to make better video footage for their drones, because now there's competition for that, and everyone always wants to have the best video quality possible, but now there's a competition for that. So I don't think that I'll be buying the DJI goggles anytime soon. I don't anticipate that the whole hobby and everyone will change over to it. I just think it's going to be another set of digital goggles that everyone thought was going to be great but never really was, sort of like the Caddx Pro Sight. So that's my 2 cents on what I think about the DJI goggles. For me, they're just not really what I'm looking for. I'm fine where I am. I'm not really looking to upgrade. So I don't think that they're going to be a big game changer. If any of you guys really like the goggles and they're telling me some points I'm missing or anything I got wrong, or why the goggles are, do you think, going to come out and everyone's going to love them and they're going to be a big game changer, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I'd love to respond to any of the comments or questions you guys have. If you guys like these like little talk times, just tell me and I'll make more of them. I know I like making them. So as always, onward and upward.